Hi everyone, and welcome back to Fully Playable Games. So, as I said in the last video, I have literally just stopped the last recording and immediately jumped in to this video, and we're going to carry on going through this massive retro haul that I picked up from Dan. And yeah, I definitely saved the best for last. So next up, we're going to dive into some NES games that I've got. And yeah, unfortunately, with the bits that I have picked up from Dan, I am going to end up completely destroying the SNES and NES wall that we picked up just through the sheer amount of bits that we've got. So diving straight in, the first ones that we've got are the NES Carts. And we've got Super Sports Challenge on the NES. This is cart only. And yeah, I thought this was an interesting one because it's a Codemasters game, but it's not released in the normal Nintendo cartridge. So a bit like the is it Tecmo? Tenshu, something like that, beginning with T, and they had their own cartridge variations. I think they've done that for both Sega and Nintendo. So yeah, Codemasters was a bit like that as well. So yeah, I grabbed this because it was something different. Looking it up online, it goes for £6 on eBay, £6 at CEX, £12 on eBay. Then we've got Days of Thunder. So the reason for getting this was squarely because I absolutely love this 80s gem of a film. It's an absolutely amazing film, and I've lost count of how many times I've actually seen it. So yeah, was really happy to chuck that one in. That goes for £4 at CEX, £9 on eBay. Then we've got so is it Zaxxas? I don't know how you pronounce that one. But yeah, that one. I believe this is a shooter from what I remember. But with this one, it is actually cart and manual. So this will be one that I will have on the list to try and track down the box for, and then we'll make this a complete in box. That one goes for £20 on eBay, cart only. I couldn't find any listings where it was sort of cart and manual. Then we've got Black Mantra, something like that. Once again, another cart and manual, and yeah, once again, it was I think pretty much all of the NES cartridges that Dan had. I think if I didn't already have it, I grabbed it. And yeah, for that one, that goes for £5 at CEX and £10 on eBay. CEX prices, any CEX prices for the NES games are going to be just cart only. Then we've got Quantum Fighter. So yeah, once again, know nothing about this. It was literally one that I didn't have in the collection, so that's why I grabbed it. That goes for £15 on both CEX and eBay. The eBay price is cart only as well. Then we've got Hunt for Red October. Once again, it does come with the manual. And yeah, once again, this was one that I picked up. I'd seen some people talk about it before, but didn't really know too much about it. Main reason for picking it up was because once again, it was another film that I absolutely love. So yeah, that was why it was chucked in. That one goes for £10 at CEX, £20 on eBay. And then the last one that we got, last NES cart that we got, was Punch Out. So unfortunately, it's not Mike Tyson's Punch Out, which is a really expensive game now, but it is still Punch Out, and it's one of the games that I've actually been wanting to get for ages. But yeah, it's always just been sort of just a bit more than I've wanted to pay. So looking it up online, cart only, it goes for £20 at both CEX and eBay. And I'll be honest, I think whenever I've looked at it, I've looked for it complete in box. So yeah, that's why I've not picked it up so far. And there we go, that's the first box empty. But next up, we are moving on to the SNES. And yeah, we have got loads here. Really, really happy with what we've managed to pick up. So I'm going to start off with the cart onlys, and yeah, just get them all so that I can get to them. So the first cart that we've got is NHL 96. This was pretty much a no-brainer for me because every time I've played an ice hockey game, I've always really enjoyed playing it. So yeah, that was the reason for picking that one up. That one goes for £10 on eBay, wasn't listed at CEX. Then we've got Bulls versus Blazers. So this is a basketball game. And yeah, once again, it was not one that I've seen before, not one that I had in the collection. So that's why I picked it up. That one goes for £7 on eBay. Then we've got NBA Live 95. Once again, anytime I see any of the NBA games, I'll always pick them up. Because yeah, the ones that I have played have always been really good. I think these ones actually are probably not as good. I think once you hit the sort of NBA Jam time is when the game started. They started to get a bit more cartoony, and I found that the quality just went up. But that one goes for £5 on eBay. Then we've got Championship Pool. Once again, the main reason for picking this up was because it's not one that I currently had in the collection. So yeah, managed to pick that one up. That goes for £12 on eBay. Then we've got international or super international cricket. So yeah, once again, it was a cart that was there. It was in really good condition actually. So that was one of the big reasons for picking it up. £6 on eBay, that one goes for. Then we get into some of the heavy hitter cart onlys. So the first one that we've got is Bubsy. This is Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So this was one, I've got this complete on the Mega Drive. That was the original version that I played. But yeah, I have been wanting to get hold of it on the NES, SNES. So yeah, when I saw that there, chucked it into the pile. That goes for £4 at CEX, £12 on eBay. So quite a big difference there. Then we've got the Addams Family. So once again, this is another game that I'm pretty sure I've heard about this. I might have even seen some gameplay for it, but didn't have it in the collection. So decided to pick it up. No, I will admit the cart's not in great condition. Obviously the back is all discoloured, and then it's a bit dirty on the front. But what I might look to do is swap the back part of it out with a sort of cheaper cart. That one goes for £8 at CEX, £18 on eBay. Then this was actually one of the first games that I saw when we got there, and that's the Hurricanes. So yeah, this cart is absolutely trashed. Sort of scratches and gouges and everything. Not in the best of conditions, but hopefully I can sort of clean it up as best as I can. And yeah. So yeah, the reason I picked this up was because I actually remember seeing the cartoon series, or watching the cartoon series when I was younger. And basically it's about a soccer team. So basically it's a US soccer team, and yeah, I just immediately recognised it, so that's why I grabbed it. That one, I think that's actually the most expensive cart that we did get. So it goes for £12 at CEX, £20 on eBay. And then this last one has been an absolute nightmare. So we have finally got a proper copy of NBA Jam. So yeah, recently a couple of months back, we picked up a copy of NBA Jam from one of the boot fairs that we went to over in Essex. And what I did was I then went on eBay and bought the box. And it was only once I put the video out that someone pointed out to me that the cartridge that we got was for Tournament Edition, and the box that we had was for the standard version. So yeah, I was absolutely gutted. And once again, I think I mentioned him in a video, it might have even been last week or the week before. But a massive thank you. I can't remember your name again. I'm absolutely atrocious for this. But a big thank you for pointing it out. Because, yeah, I would have put it in thinking that I had a complete copy when I didn't. But as soon as I saw that in Dan's pile, it was immediately taken out. Because, yeah, now I can put both of these together, have it complete in box, and actually have it on the SNES shelf. So, yeah, really, really chuffed with that. And that is actually going to lead us into the complete in box SNES games that we got. So yeah, actually before we move on, NBA Jam cart only goes for £5 at CEX, £10 on eBay. But yeah, as I say, we've now got the complete in box. So oh, actually, sort of one of these doesn't have the manual, so I'm definitely going to track down the manual for it. And the one that doesn't have the manual is Super Soccer. So yeah, originally when I was going through them all, Dan actually had this cart only, and then when we, as I say, I opened a box, and the box was just, it was a shoebox, and it was just NES cardboard. And I will admit, I picked everything up. Everything that was in that box, I grabbed off him. And then yeah, when I saw that he had this in the box, I left the cart and literally took this version. So this one goes for about $13.50 on eBay, and as I say, I will look to track down the manual for this. Then we've got Road Riot 4-wheel drive. So once again, not a game that I'd seen before, but it was a complete in-box SNES game, so there was no way that I was going to leave it. This one goes for £55 on eBay. So yeah, a really good pickup there. And I will say, overall, the box is in really good condition as well. We've got a couple of little marks here and there, but in general, it's in really good condition. Right, next up, we've got Williams Arcade Greatest Hits. So this is a basically a collection. So we've got Defender 2, Joust, I'm trying to see, Robotron, and SinStar. I don't know what SinStar is. I've never heard of that one. But yeah, once again, I saw this there. It was complete in box and decided to grab it. That one goes for £30 at CEX, £50 on eBay. So yeah, some really heavy hitters with the SNES. And then these next two are two that I've actually had in my eBay wish list for absolutely ages. I've just not been able to pick them up. And the first one is SimCity. So yeah, I've been wanting to pick this up for absolutely ages. When I saw that Dan had the complete in-box version, I immediately grabbed it off him. That goes for £28 at CEX, £25 on eBay. And then this last one, I had, for some reason, had it in my mind that it was a lot more expensive than it actually is. So whether the price has completely crashed on this, but at one point I thought this sold for sort of well over £100. And that is the Lawnmower Man. So yeah, it's a game that I've been wanting to pick up for ages. But as I say, I was under the impression that it was an extremely expensive game. As I say, I'm talking 3 figures. But yeah, when me and Dan looked it up while we were there, it was so much lower than I thought. So really, really happy with that, because it meant that I could actually put it into the collection. So yeah, it goes for £25 at CEX and £36 on eBay. So yeah, as I say, really, really shocked with that, because I was expecting it to be one that I wouldn't have been able to afford on the night. But yeah, really happy with that. Okay, so now we're done with the retro Nintendo. We've got 2 more Nintendo bits before we move on to some absolutely amazing Sega bits. And we've got a couple of new additions for the GameCube. So the first one that we've got is SSX on Tour. Once again, what I like, I've actually got a couple of copies of this. But what I didn't realise is that it actually features Nintendo characters. So it's got Peach, Mario and Luigi. So yeah, a really nice one to add to the collection. Yeah, as I say, I think I've got this on a couple of different platforms now, but didn't have the GameCube version. And obviously, because we're going through, going for that full GameCube set, Whenever I see a GameCube game that I don't have in the collection, I'll always pick it up. So that one goes for £10 on CEX, £15 on eBay. And then a real heavy hitter, and once again, I think I've got this as sort of just the game, but didn't have it in the big box version. And that is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. So this is it comes with the game as well as the Game Boy Advance link cable. So yeah, really chuffed to have that. It's not something that you see every day. And as I say, it was a GameCube game that we didn't have. Obviously, as I say, I think I've got the actual game, but don't have it in the big box with the link cable. And actually, this is the first link cable that I've had. So I think we've had a couple of games. I know that there was a game recently, Pac-Man Versus. It come in with one of the racing, it was our racing that we got from CEX. Yeah, we couldn't play it because we didn't have the link cable. Well, now I've got a link cable that I can play it with. So looking this one up online, in this condition, it goes for about £32 at CEX, £35 on eBay. Then next up, we have got a couple of Dreamcast games. So once again, this is a console that doesn't really get a lot of attention from me, purely because the games are just not out there to find. I can't remember the last time I saw a Dreamcast game out in the wild at somewhere like a boot fair or a charity shop. Obviously, if you go places like CEX or eBay, yes, you can probably get them all the time. But yeah, with the Dreamcast, I tend to sort of just keep my eye out for them when they're sort of out in the wild. But as I say, Dan had a couple here, so I did pick up all the ones that I didn't have. So the first one that we've got is Rayman 2. The only problem with this is it is missing the back cover, so that is something I'm going to have to try and track down. It does have the manual and everything else, so yeah, I'm going to definitely try and track down that back cover, make that complete, and yeah, get it onto the Dreamcast shelf. So that one goes for £25 at CEX, £50 on eBay in complete condition. Then we've got Vigilante 8, the second offence. And yeah, this one is missing the manual, but I have got a manual in my watch list at the moment, so I'll probably pick that up as and when I can. This goes for £10 at CEX, £30 on eBay, and yeah, it's one that I've seen but never actually had a chance to pick up and play. So yeah, looking forward to giving that one a go. And then the final Dreamcast game we've got is complete, this one, and that is Headhunter. So yeah, once again, this is a game that I've sort of seen about, never played it, never seen any footage for it. But yeah, it was not one that we had, so that's why I grabbed it. That goes for £20 at CEX, £35 on eBay. Right, so next up we've got a couple of bits, or a couple of accessories for the Game Gear. And the first one, the box is a bit mangled, but we've got a complete in-box gear-to-gear cable. So this is essentially the link cable for a Game Gear. It just allows you to connect two Game Gears together and basically play two-player. That one goes for about £30 on eBay in a pre-owned condition. So yeah, really chuffed to have that in the collection. And then the other Game Gear accessory that we got was something that I've actually been wanting for ages, and that is the TV tuner. So unfortunately, it is completely useless because this works off of the analog TV signal, and that was shut down absolutely years ago. But it is something that I've been wanting to sort of get to go with my Game Gear collection. And yeah, quite glad to finally have it in the collection. So looking it up online, it goes for £8 at CEX, £10 on eBay. Alright, now we get into what I have been just dying to show you all. And we're now moving on to the Mega Drive. So this is going to be the final collection of bits that I've got, but it is probably the most significant bits. So to start off with, we've got a couple of controllers. So the first one that we've got is the ASCII pad. So this one is actually quite a sought after pad by some people. So when I saw it there, I decided to grab it. It was a variant that I didn't have. And yeah, I don't think it's... Yeah, so it's by ASCIIware, so it's not an official Sega pad. So normally I wouldn't pick up stuff like this, but because it was a pad that I'd actually heard of, that's why I grabbed it. So that goes for about $11.50 on eBay. Then the next pad that I picked up was a Sega Genesis pad. And yeah, I have been desperately looking to get a Genesis to add into the collection. It's not a console that I've seen come up in the UK. Anytime I look for it on eBay, it's always American listings. Just never see them, never see anyone in the UK selling one. But yeah, when I saw that Dan had the Genesis controller, I had to at least get that. So I'm at least part way to getting a Genesis into the collection. So that one, couldn't find any prices listed for it. As I say, whenever I do a search on UK eBay, nothing for Genesis ever comes up, and it is a bit gutting because, as I say, it is a console that I'm really want to, probably out of all of the consoles at the moment, that is very high up the list of ones that I want to add in. But yes, right, so moving on, we've got a couple of cart only games. So the first one that we've got is the Disney collection. So this is a double cart. It comes with Castle of Illusion and Quackshot. So I've got Castle of Illusion complete in box, but I don't think I've actually got a copy of Quackshot yet. So yeah, happy to have that in. I am going to try and track down the case and manual for this, because this is one that I would like to have complete. Looking it up online, cart only goes for £15 on eBay. Then we've got Golden Axe 2. So yeah, I remember Golden Axe from when I used to play my Mega Drive, or sorry, when Mega Drive was the main console, should I say? And yeah, when I saw when I saw Golden Axe 2, I just decided to pick it up. That one goes for £12 at CEX, £17 on eBay. And then the final cart we've got is actually a game that has sort of haunted me. And that is Lemmings. And the reason why I say it haunts me is because I remember seeing this in a charity shop years and years ago, sort of not long after I started the channel, and I was still go out and about in charity shops looking for games. And I remember I went into the British Heart Foundation in Maidstone, and I actually had a copy of this complete in box on the shelf. I think they were charging, it was either £8 or £10, £8 or £11, I think, something like that. And I left it, and immediately, like literally the day after, I was sort of saying to myself, why didn't I pick it up? So yeah, I've been wanting to sort of get this, admittedly I've been wanting to get it complete for ages now, but to get the cart only is a sort of temporary substitute, shall we say. So yeah, as soon as I saw that there, that's why I sort of grabbed this. It goes for £5 at CEX, £10 on eBay. Then we are going to move on to the boxed games, and yeah, as I say, we've got a whole load in the box just next to me. So the first one that we have got is Pele. So this is a football game, and yeah, once again, it just because of the fact it was Pele and it was a Mega Drive game, it just ticked off the list. So it is complete. Looking it up online, couldn't see it at CEX, but goes for £14 on eBay. Then this one, I wasn't too sure whether I had it, so I just chucked it in, and then I sort of thought I'll deal with it later if I do. And that is World Cup Italian 90. So yeah, originally I played this on, it was one of the first games I ever got from my Mega Drive, and that was Mega Games 1. So it had a copy of this on there. But I think up until now I've only got it cart only. I don't have it complete in box. So yeah, when I saw that there, decided to grab it. I think Dan actually had a couple of copies of this. So yeah, it was able to chuck a copy in. This one goes for £10 on eBay, and as I say, it is complete. Then we've got an EA game. So this is Centurion, Defender of Rome. And yeah, this looks, looking at the pictures on the back, it looks like an extremely complicated game to play. So there was a couple of games like this that were released on the Mega Drive that had a particular theme but were extremely complicated to play. One that I remember for that is, oh, I can't see it from down here, but it was the submarine one on the Mega Drive. I'll put a picture of it up just here. That was one. It was a really well made game, but it was just so complicated to play. So Centurion Defender of Rome doesn't have the manual, unfortunately, so it is going to be one I'm going to try and track down. It goes for both £12. It goes to £12, sorry, on both eBay and CEX. Then we've got another football game. This time we've got European Club Soccer. So this is one that I've heard of before. I've never played this, but yeah, it was one that we didn't have in the collection, so decided to pick that one up as well. That one goes for £9 on eBay, wasn't on CEX. Then next up, this is a game that I've been wanting to pick up for quite a while. I've got it cart only, but really wanted to get it complete in box, and that is Mega Games 6. So yeah, whenever I see any of the Mega Games, I always pick them up. I think at the moment we've currently got Mega Games 1, 2 and 3 complete in box, and then I've got Mega Games 6 cart only, but yeah, was really looking to get this complete in box. So yeah, when I saw that there, it was one of the first Mega Drive games that I grabbed off Dan. So that one goes for £20 at CEX, £18 on eBay. Right, we've got another, I think this is the last football game that we've got, and that is FIFA 95. So yeah, once again, it wasn't one that we had in the collection, so I just decided to grab it, and yeah, I think this is probably like the third FIFA game that we've got on the Mega Drive now, and they're all complete in box as well, which is good. So that one goes for £7 on eBay. Then we've got PGA Tour 3. The reason I picked this up is because we've got 1 and 2 on the Mega Drive already, so when I saw the third one there, decided to grab it, chuck it into the collection. This one goes for £10 on eBay. Then we've got Stitching. So this is a skateboarding game, well, sort of skateboarding game. It's best way to describe it is it's road rage with, or sorry, road rash with on skateboard. So yeah, it's a really interesting one. I've seen loads of people play it, but never sort of seen it out and about, so never actually picked it up. So yeah, really happy to have that one in the collection. Once again, it is complete, goes for £18 at CEX, £35 on eBay. And then the last Mega Drive cart that we've got is Arcade Classics. So this is Centipede, Pong and Missile Command. This one doesn't have the manual, unfortunately, but yeah, once again, it was not one that I've seen before, so that's why I grabbed it. This one goes for £18 at CEX, £15 on eBay. Right, so we've got 3 more bits left. 2 of them are extremely rare. And then the next one is something I've been wanting to pick up for a while, but once again, it was purely a cost thing. And this one I've actually got an individual price for, so I paid £20 for this off Dan. And that is the Mega Drive Mini. So yeah, I have been desperate to pick this up. As I say, looking at them, normally sort of in this condition, they go for about £65 at CEX, £50 on eBay. So yeah, I was just really looking to just pick it up cheap and add it into the collection. I am still on the hunt for a complete in box one. What I want to do is I want to get the complete in box so that I can just have it on display. But yeah, really chuffed to have this in the collection finally. So I paid £20 for this, and yeah, it did come with everything as well. So I've got all the hookup cables and the 2 controllers as well. So yeah, really chuffed to finally have this in the collection. Right, so now we're getting on to the last two bits. As I say, they're extremely rare. They are, from what I will be honest, I have struggled to find information out on these. So I've been just getting sort of dribs and drabs of information. So these are something that have been created, and there's someone that a lot of Sega fans know really well, and it's a guy called Ben Boyd. And what he does is he creates custom Sega boxes, but then one of the things that he also created as well was a custom 32X collector's guide. And yeah, anything like this I just think is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I saw this there. I think Dan actually had a couple of these, so I grabbed one off him to add into the collection. I will say I've got no prices for these next two bits. So this one, I literally never seen this online. Even searching, can't find it. But yeah, I just thought it was such a unique item that I had to grab it and get it into the collection. So I Dan actually just chuck this one in for me. I think more so because of what I'm about to show you next. So this is, do you know what, I'm going to show you it first and then talk about the information that I've got on it. So this is a Mega Drive console, and it is a Sonic 2 Mega Drive box. It does have the system in it, everything's in there, but I saw Dan had this. So basically we opened one of the boxes, and this was sitting in there. So the box that I've actually shown in the thumbnail was the box that it originally come in. I did buy a protective case for it as soon as I could, because I did not want any damage happening to this, because this outer sleeve is in just such great condition. And I'm going to put it down for a minute, but yeah, I saw it there and just immediately fell in love with it. I went to Dan's on this night, and I had a budget, and I have to say the budget got completely blown out the water, and majority of the budget got spent on this. So as I said, I don't know whether I said it earlier on in this video or in the last video, but when we were pricing this up, because it's such a unique item, there's just no way to price it up. I think I've seen no, because that wasn't a Ben Boyd. So yeah, I don't think I've ever seen any Ben Boyd stuff come up for sale. So yeah, when I saw it, I just had to grab it. I will admit I have reached out to Ben to try and get a bit more information on this, but he hasn't come back to me. So yeah, it's not a problem, but yeah, I would love to try and find some more information out about this box. From what I've been told from Dan, this is one of 5 that were designed as part of his first series. So yeah, since then he's gone on to do a lot of custom Saturn boxes and things like that. But yeah, I just thought this was such a unique item that I just couldn't leave it. So yeah, for this, eventually me and Dan settled on a price of $250 for this, and yeah, I am more than happy with that. The only problem is as I say, because the box is because it's got an outer sleeve on a normal Mega Drive box, it was difficult to find a box protector for it, so I had to go for the larger Mega Drive box. But yeah, it fits it in. It's just the box protector's that bit too tall. But yeah, it's just, I just absolutely, even just looking at the box here, it is just amazing. It is probably some of the best box art that I have ever seen for a console. And yeah, to sort of think that it wasn't even an official Sega console is just amazing. So yeah, as I say, I paid £250 for that. There is no comparative pricing for it, because yeah, it is just such a unique item. So yeah, if anyone has got any information about this, or has got any way that I can sort of get in contact with Ben to find out a bit more information about this, I would be immensely grateful, because yeah, it has become one, like, my favourite item in my collection now. It is, but the fact that it's so unique and it is just stunning to look at. Yeah, it is definitely one of the favourite bits that I've got in the collection now. So yeah, right, and that is going to wrap everything up. So before we wrap the video up, let's quickly run through the totals for both parts of the video. So total spend with Dan was £700. But as I say, I did buy a couple of extra bits as well. So our total price paid was £715 and 34p. If we were to pick up everything that we could from CEX, it would have been £767. But I will say there is quite a few bits that we couldn't get from CEX. And then if we'd got everything from eBay, obviously that is excluding the Ben Boyd items, we would have paid a total price of £1,765 and 50p. So yeah, some absolutely immense additions to the collection. And yeah, I am now going to go and start getting everything sorted, getting everything put in a place. I'm not sure where I'm going to put everything because yeah, I am maxed out with shelves and I've pretty much been buying bits for shelves that are already full. But nevertheless, we will get it all in the collection. So before you head off, if you did enjoy these videos, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when I upload new videos. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.